Are you getting paid for the amount of time that you're spending on social media? What's up, Internet? Big J with Big J's Extreme Fitness. Cheers to everybody that signed on to watch this video. This is not an intense video. It's not a workout video. It's not a tutorial. It's just my thoughts on what I think about all the time that I, myself, and you guys as a whole are spending on social media. Now, it's a very important question that you should ask yourself because I've been asking myself frequently for the last probably couple of 3 months, and I've ran this idea by tons of my friends. I've got gearheads, fishing buddies, workout partners that have never even heard of social media, people that are on the outside looking in for encouragement and entertainment, and some of my peers that I converse with on a daily basis. Hey, are we really doing the right thing? We've got our heads buried in our phones so often, and we're not paying attention to our surroundings, which is actually a different topic altogether. But it's something that I tuned in or touched on when I was doing the podcast with Mark Bell and Silent Mike and Jim out there. But it's more along the lines of, okay, if you have a job, you punch a clock, you go get your money, you do the job for the man or the woman, the company, the government, or whatever, who you're working for, and that's paying you this amount of money. So you're relying on that to go home, feed your family, take care of your bills, fix the car, the house, do the lawn maintenance, put fuel in your vehicle, save up for retirement, and, go on vacations, etc. But meanwhile, the hour that you're making, let's just say a number, okay, $20 an hour, $10 an hour, that you're spending making that, you're spending at least half of it, if not more, or maybe a little less. I guarantee you people are spending at least 5 to 30 minutes an hour on their social media. And why are they doing that? For entertainment, for relief, for release, to get away from the real world. Is it actually a real world that they're living in, or they're checking on their monetization, which leads me to this point. If you are working for somebody and you're taking time away from that company that you're working for, and if you really should be working on a deadline at a computer behind a desk, or doing something out in the field when you don't have supervision, or you're working from home and you're getting paid for that, but you're sitting on your phone or your computer and you're checking your Twitter, your Instagram, your Periscope, your Snapchat, the YouTube videos that you're subscribed to, and you're not making any monetization and you're taking money from somebody else, do you feel good about yourself? And I have to say, thank goodness I own the businesses that I do, because I could not actually sit there and go, yes, I feel good about taking time away from these businesses that I should be putting a whole lot more time into, and sitting over here and looking at Jeeps and four-wheel drives and hot rods and, powerlifting and bodybuilding and all these other sorts of entertainment that I'm looking at. So I have to find that general line that I need to not cross anymore. And I'm thinking, okay, number one, first and foremost, I opened up my gym, which we'll call that my main job. I opened up my gym 22 years ago after I served in the military for 10 years. So with that being said, I created Big J's Extreme Fitness t-shirts, and that's been it's way before social media was even invented. This is 22 years ago, back when some of you were still in elementary school. So I was making a couple of dollars, but I wasn't doing it online. I wasn't doing it with my phone. I was going door to door, hanging it up on my gym, selling it, whatnot. I'm kind of getting off subject, but I just want to go into the fact of you can actually have a t-shirt or a clothing line or a hat or gym bags or straps or whatever. I'm just kind of thinking of some of the YouTubers that have this, and it's an extremely lucrative form of monetization. So they're making money by selling their products on tweets, on Periscopes, on Instagrams, on YouTube channel, etc. So back when I started doing YouTube videos about 7 years ago, I'm not sure how long, 7 years ago now, I signed on with a contract, so I'm making money by doing these YouTube videos. So it takes time. You travel, you record, you edit, you post, you respond, you do your comments, you do your section of responses and whatnot. So that's sort of a form of monetization, but it's definitely not as much as I'm making sitting in a job working. So once again, and this is basically just me sitting down and going, okay, hey, where do I draw the line? When do I stop spending so much damn time looking at my phone, checking on everything? And it kind of goes along that line of flushing your social media. I'll put that in a description box. Finding out, okay, what's positive, what's negative, what's impacting your life, what's helping you, what's wanting you to motivate yourself and motivate other people. So I'm really going to, again, flush my social media. It's probably been a couple weeks. It's time to do that again. And I need to make sure that when I sign on, because it is a business, because I am making money, I've actually got a pre-workout I sell online. I've got an amino acid I sell online. I've got a clothing line I sell online. I make money on my YouTube videos. But I guess social media is a full-time job. So if you, in fact, spend anywhere from 30 minutes or more per hour on social media, you've got to validate why and if you want to continue to do so. Because if you're taking, again, your time away from the employee that's paying your means of life and your bills and your functionality in life and doing it nothing but for yourself, just for checking on, okay, what's Susie doing, or what's Johnny doing, or how much did he lift, or how shiny is his car today, or how big of a fish did he catch, or did he make it through that mud hole in that Jeep? You've got to figure out, okay, it's not a 50-50 because your job is paying your way. So you need to make sure that you only spend your break hours or, minutes, or your lunch minutes, or before you go to work while you're working out, or after you work. So be fair to your boss, be fair to the company. If you're not getting paid monetarily on your social media, you need to back out a little bit. You need to spend time with friends and family and business, and you need to make sure that, and I'm talking to myself too, because I got my nose in my phone literally 5 to 30 minutes an hour. And again, checking on sales, checking on videos, making sure that people are getting along, trying to create a safe and positive environment. But this business over here is making X amount of money per hour. This business over here is making X amount of money per hour. So I need to kind of sit back and devise a time. Okay, you can only do this for this amount of time. It looks great on paper, but it's really hard to hold yourself accountable, but doing the best you can. I just had a conversation with my best friend yesterday, and it was along the lines of, I'm not doing as good as I can. I'm not the best in the world. I'm failing myself. No, you're not. Being the best in the world does not mean that you break world records every day. Being the best in the world, or being the best version of yourself, means that you're constantly, every second, every minute, every hour, every week, every day, every month, every year, upgrading yourself. You're educating yourself. You're being a better version of yourself. Yeah, you slip up and you eat this whole thing in one sitting, and I do that all the time. But it's not that I'm doing that and then I'm going to go jump on cardio, because you guys know I hate cardio. I did 100 reps or 1,000 reps on leg press last night. That was the most cardio I've done in years. But if you take a scoop of this, then back up, look at how many calories you took in. If that was too much, then, back down on the calories later on that day and make sure that you kill it in the gym and some of your cardio. So continuing to be a better version of yourself by not with your nutrition, by not with your workout, by not with your fast car, your fancy watch, or your cool looking clothes, which has nothing to do with me, period, but by looking at the numbers on the paper, because the numbers on the paper are a book of instructions, or block of instructions, something that you could go on, but it's always better when you can start following through. So sit down, write it down, write the pluses and the minuses of your life. And this is going on a big tangent, but this means really a whole lot to me to get it out in the open. It's me talking myself through this, but write the pluses and the minuses of your social media, the pluses and the minuses of your workout, the pluses and the minuses of your job, the pluses and the minuses of your life. And then if there's a whole lot of minuses, all you got to do is not erase them, but make a little check mark and say, I'm going to work on that today. I'm going to work on that continually. Get you a calendar and have your goals. This is goal setting. Figure out, okay, by the end of this month, I'm going to get rid of all these minuses. I'm going to still have some more minuses because I know I can't change this, but I want to get rid of these minuses that are detrimental to my health and my well-being and my financial stability. Okay? If you got a hobby and you like to do that because it makes you feel better about yourself and it makes you a better person and it helps you help other people, by all means, do not stop that hobby unless it's taking away from providing for your well-being and your family and your taxes and your bills and everything else. But if the hobby is expensive and it's taking away from your monetization on living or your hobbies, then it kind of needs to be backed down a little bit. Again, the social media. Are you getting paid for the time that you spend on your social media? If you're not, then you need to recheck yourself. That's all I had to say. I hope this helps. It kind of helped me by talking about it, just like all my other videos. And I am going to sit down and write a plus and a minus and figure out, Do not just grab your phone, click it on, punch your little thumb code in, and just start scrolling and looking and scrolling and looking. If you do that, check the time. Okay, it's 11:01 right now. I'm going to just check everything, blah, 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 blah. 2 minutes done. Turn it off, put it back in my pocket. If you look at the time and you get lost and all of a sudden it's 20 or 30 minutes later and you haven't even vacuumed the floor at your house, or you haven't even done your report at your office, or you haven't even got your car in drive, you're sitting there in your car with the AC running and wasting fuel while you're looking at your social media, you got a problem, man. You got an addiction. So everybody, take care of your addictions, take care of your problems, prioritize your life, make sure that you're monetarily living with your habits and your hobbies and your job. And I guess that's it. Until next time, Intensity Rules, train hardcore, write everything down, figure it out, and work it out. Be the best version of yourself every second of the day and continue to correct yourself every step of the way. We'll see you next video. Before I sign off, please keep in mind, okay, this is very important that I say this. I am not trying to take business away from anybody. I'm not trying to take the support system away from what a lot of you guys and gals are doing monetarily with your clothing line and your supplement line and your industry that you're advertising online. I'm not trying to do that at all. I want to continue to keep a support channel. However, if that support channel that is supporting me is taking away from helping somebody else or from their family or not being able to pay their bills, I don't want that. I want people to be able to be in a comfortable position to have time to come over and to support me and everyone else. I hope you guys enjoyed those clips.